Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining in today. And let me get my Zoom set up properly. Hold on just one second. All right. Hello, everyone. Turn that down. Okay, I think we're ready to go. I've got some new equipment, so I'm still trying to figure it all out and make sure it works properly. So anyway, thank you so much for joining in today. Today is Thursdays with Sin, and I'm Sin Meadows, and I will be your host for the next little bit. And today, the topic that we're going to be discussing is, are you worth it? So you might can figure out what this topic is going to be about, but to just go ahead and put it out there, it's all about investing in yourself and what's important to you, and really how you can achieve your dreams and goals by thinking of it in that way. Just how important is your own success? So I want you to think about, and to kind of really put it into perspective, I want you to think about, have you ever wanted something, I'll say extravagant, like a new car or a new house, or, a piece of jewelry or a boat, or even a cruise, like a nice family vacation, right? So we've all wanted those type things. But did you ever have to convince your spouse or even convince yourself that it was worth it to spend the money to get that extravagant type item? So think about that, and the last thing that you had to spend a big chunk of money on. So, I know myself, and I'm sure you probably have done this too. You justify it by saying things like, I work hard for my money. I need to reward myself, and I deserve this. I've earned this. And, I deserve to be rewarded for all my hard work and effort that I've put forth this last year, or, whatever time period. So have you ever caught yourself saying things like that? Well, I know I have. I justify things to my husband all the time to try to convince him and talk him into stuff. So I think he's finally wising up to me on that one. But, we all do work hard. We work very hard, and we do need to be rewarded because we need that instant gratification. Otherwise, we wouldn't continue to put forth the effort to do these things, right? We need to be rewarded to help ourselves realize why we're doing what we do. So it keeps us motivated. We work harder, we work longer. We have something to look forward to, especially if it's a trip or something like that. So we a lot of times, in order to justify these things, we will say, hey, you know what? If there's a will, there's a way. I will find a way to make this goal happen. And I'm going on this trip if it kills me. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to make it happen, and I will do it. So those are things probably you have said as well, in thinking about how to justify or just talk about your drive and ambition behind achieving these goals. So I want you to think about that for just a moment, that drive and ambition and the commitment that you are putting forth to go on that cruise, or to take that vacation, or to buy that new car, to buy that piece of jewelry or that boat or whatever it happens to be. So what about, well, let's think about those things as being tangible things. Those are instant gratification things. These are things that were pretty instant within your near future. If you decide you're going to get a car, you might decide next weekend to go shopping. Or if you decide on a vacation like a cruise, it may come, within the next 6 months, because you have to plan ahead for flights and, all that kind of stuff. So those are material things, and things that are, again, are more, you can get more instant gratification from. But let's think about things that you can't see. What about future goals, long-term goals, and things that are more geared towards a different direction to better your life or to better your circumstances? So, that's when I start talking about investing in yourself, right? So the question comes, how can you put the same amount of drive and ambition into investing in yourself as you do going on a cruise or buying that new car, right? So you're motivated to do that. I'm going to do it if it kills me, or I'm going to, one way or another, where there's a will, there's a way, I'm going to figure it out. Well, people don't apply that same resolve when it comes to investing in themselves. And why is that? I think it's because it is not that instant gratification. And it's seen as farther away. It's a more long-term goal, and it's harder to realize. It's because it takes longer, it's harder to stay on track to make sure that you do achieve those goals. But if you really think about, if you were to invest in yourself, you would have many more opportunities and many more opportunities of wealth to spend on those things, whether it is a new car or more vacations or a bigger house, or maybe not even something monetary like that, but being of service to others. By being and creating more wealth for yourself, you're in a better place to give more freely to other things or other charities and events and things like that. So, many people place a very high value on instant gratification, but they place a very low value on things that are not so instant, and things that are longer. And it takes longer. Again, like we said, people feel like it's not within reach as easily as it is if you were going to go shopping for a car next weekend, that kind of thing. So, what does investing in yourself really mean? What does that mean when I say that? Well, it's really all about learning how to be your own boss, how to identify a superpower that you may have, and how to turn that into making money. What is a superpower? That simply means it's a skill set that you have. It can be something as easy as, if you're just an outgoing person, like to talk in front of people, it can be something that simple. Or it can be something complex. If you are truly skilled at, I don't know, algebra, it comes to the top of my head. You can build a business around being skilled at algebra. It could be coaching and mentoring. It could be a gazillion different things. We even have a class on how to help you determine your superpower. So let me know if that's something that you're interested in. I'll run that one again. But it's basically utilizing that superpower or that skill set in order for you to create a home-based business around it. And then you will be your own boss, you will create time freedom, and you will create your own financial freedom. Now, that doesn't happen overnight. Okay, so it's not that instant gratification as it might be going car shopping next weekend. What it takes is time, and it takes effort, and usually takes money to invest in the right programs and mentors in order to learn or hone that skill set, and knowing how to utilize it and put it into a structure to where you now can generate income off of it. So you have to seek out great leaders that are in that niche that you want to be in, that you think that's your superpower. So let's say if you think you have a good superpower of words and just writing, you can write effortlessly, and it just flows when you put it to paper. There are businesses around copywriting that, oh my gosh, pays huge dividends when you get into that niche. That's not my niche. So or otherwise I would be in that one, because I know it happens to be a phenomenal niche to be in. But when you seek out the leaders in whatever niche it is that you have your superpower in, then they will mentor you and help you learn how to take that to the next level where you can monetize it. Now, once you get into that process of learning and implementing and striving towards your goal of being successful and truly becoming an entrepreneur and working from home and being your own boss, then that's when you put forth that same do or die mentality. I will have it. I will make it. I will get that new car if it kills me. It's the same process, that in that same drive and motivation that you will will put behind yourself on making sure that your entrepreneurial dreams come true. The very same process, you're just applying it in a different way, and usually it's a little bit longer to realize those dreams. Now, not everybody is cut out to be an entrepreneur. That's okay. You don't have to be. But for those of you that are, those of you that want that laptop lifestyle to where you can be flexible and you can be mobile and you can work whatever hours you want to work and be your own boss, then you have to invest in yourself. You have to get the skills. You have to be mentored. You have to know the roadmap and learn the roadmap that someone else has already done the work and figured out for you. And once you do that, that's when you're truly going to become successful. Now, you have to commit to a training program. That's how you're going to get where you want to be. Now, my first Amazon course, when I first decided Amazon's the way, right? That's going to be my end all be all, my ticket to success, my ticket to freedom and early retirement. My very first course that I found that I really wanted to invest in was $697. Now, to me, that was a stretch. I did not want to spend, oh my gosh, $700 on a course. I've never seen this person before in person. I don't know this person. All I know about them is they have a group on Facebook and they're saying, hey, join my course and pay me $700 and I'll teach you everything you need to know. Well, it was motivating. It was powerful. It was inspiring. And I had already searched YouTube enough to know that I wasn't getting everything that I needed. They were only telling you just enough to inspire you to come back for more. And the more part is when they sell you the course so they can truly teach you the nuts and bolts, the exact steps at that point to really take your business forward. So, I didn't tell my husband I spent that money. I did spend it. And I was so motivated and so excited. And that's what really propelled me. At that point, it's like, oh my gosh, I've got to make this money back. I'm now committed because I'm invested and there is a reason behind it to get me to my end goal, which was early retirement. Okay. So my mission was to quit my 9-to-5 and work from home and be my own boss. So I had to learn fast. I had a time limit. I had a certain time period and that I wanted to early retire. And it was when I turned 58 years old. So it has now been 3 years. And in that amount of time, I have not only, it took me a little bit to go through the program and actually start selling. Once I did start selling, now it's only been about just a little over 2 years, 3 years from the whole, I'm going to start selling on Amazon. That's my saving grace. That it's been that amount of time. And now I can happily say I will retire in 26 days. 26 days. So I'm so excited about that. And I just want to share that with you because it never would have happened if I had not invested in myself and invested in that very first course to get me started off on the right track. Now, people will justify the cost of a $5,000 cruise like nothing. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have so much fun and it's going to be worth every penny. And you're going to make memories that will last a lifetime. And I'm sure it is worth every penny. Been there, done that, understand it, right? But when you present someone with an opportunity to where they can change their life forever, not just one 7-day cruise week of fun, when you can present someone with that same $5,000 opportunity, hypothetically speaking, of how to really make a difference for them to where they can go on endless cruises and just be their own boss forever from that point forward, they think you're crazy. They think you're totally crazy. Well, in my opinion, why would I want to work and save every penny and just do just phenomenal stress and workload trying to get to that 1-week cruise just to have it all over with, when I can put that same amount of effort and money into a program that's going to teach me how to change my life forever, where I don't have to work a 9-to-5 anymore and I can go on as many cruises as I want. So it's that type of mentality that I want you to think about today as we talk about this subject of, are you worth it, right? So here's a pro tip for you. The amount of money that you spend on a training program or training course will depend on how committed you are after you make the purchase, right? So think about it this way. If you spend $99 or $47 on some master class that's going to teach you how to, the quick tips, 5 best tips to get good on Facebook ads, running Facebook ads, then obviously that's a 1-hour class. You're done. It's a live training. It's over with. And you might be lucky to find the Zoom link later to even go back and refresh if you didn't take good notes. All right, let's say you're busy that day. It's like, oh, it was only $47, or it was only $97 or $99. I'll catch the replay and look at it later. So I've spent the money, but I didn't put any effort into actually following through and taking the class, right? I'll get to it one day. I'll get around to it when I'm not as busy. Let's say you're spending $9,999 on that course, or $2,999 on that course. You're going to be much more inclined to show up, watch the lives, do the homework assignments, and follow the process, and then implement them into your life, into your daily structure in order to make it successful. You are committed, you are invested monetarily in that training, and that's going to motivate you to make sure you do it and actually implement it, what they're teaching you. So $99, not so much, take it or leave it. $900 or $2,900 or $9,000, absolutely you're going to be more committed. So think about that the next time you're presented with an opportunity where someone's showing you some course that can teach you, if it's in your niche that you're interested in order to help propel you to success. So really think about that. Now, so the next time that you are working for your 9-to-5 job and you complain, oh my gosh, this job sucks, or you just don't want to get out of the bed in the morning and go to the job, or you don't have enough vacation time, or you want to go to some event, it's like, I can't even go, I have to work that day. How terrible is that? How would you like it? And just imagine what your life would be like if you never have to ask for a vacation day ever again. And you can sleep late anytime you want to, just because you can. You don't have to go out to a 9-to-5 job. You're working from your office downstairs in your pajamas. So think about taking a vacation and not even have to worry about how much it costs or how many days off you need, if it's a 5-day cruise or a 24-day cruise. And you can do it all because you don't have to ask anybody else. So just think about that and imagine how exciting and adventurous and fun it would be to be able to have that kind of time freedom and financial freedom to achieve those kinds of goals and dreams. So, some of you will instantly say, I can hear you saying it now through the computer screen, I don't have to spend a dime on courses because I can watch free YouTube videos all day long and learn everything I need to know. Well, you are correct to a certain degree. They only ever teach you about 50 to 75% of the basic information, and it's always going to be just the top line information. It's going to be the what you need to do, not the how you need to do it. So I can sit here all day long and say, okay, you need to create a calendar and create a roadmap to point A to point B on doing XYZ. But if I don't show you the roadmap and have it figured out for you and hand it to you to where all you have to do is plug and play your information into this form that's already created for you, you are going to then struggle and waste valuable time trying to figure that piece out on yourself. So that's the beauty of investing in yourself and into these training programs and courses. All this work is already done for you. So it speeds up the time for you to implement, which gets you to your goal much, much faster. All right. Now, my mission, again, was to retire by the time I turned 58 years old. So I have been able to achieve that dream, like I said. And as soon as my birthday hit, I put in my notice 2 weeks later to go ahead and retire. So I want to show you or tell you very quickly the difference. Again, going back to that first course, it was only $697. I want to tell you the time frame of how I was able to start making money, how quickly I was able to start making money. So that first Amazon course I invested in, I believe was in February. So I started implementing everything that I was learning, and then going through the process, going through the training, tried things, what worked for me the best. And then I finally found my very first client within 4 months. That's going through the training, implementing, working, reading, studying, watching YouTube videos, going through course material, filling out information. The course didn't last 4 months, but I would go back and repeat things because I'm like, okay, I'm not quite sure I've got that yet. Let me go back and study that harder. And just, I poured my heart and soul into this entire thing because I had a goal. I wanted to retire. I was going to retire. I had a deadline to early retire. So I had to make it work. And I had to hurry up and replace that $697 before my husband found out. So anyway, within 4 months, I had my first client and I had listed his products on Amazon. So I'd gone through the whole process, finding the client, getting the information, working with him for a good solid month to get everything worked out and negotiated and actually getting the listing up and running. So that is not a lot of time, knowing what I know about how much work that went into getting to that point. Now, upon listing his very first item on June the 7th, I'll never forget the day because it was a life-changing event in my life. June the 7th, we listed the item and went live. Within 3 weeks, we had sold $18,000 worth of products on Amazon. I earned commission off every one of those sales. My commission, my 15% commission on that was over $2,700 in 3 weeks' time of starting this new business and getting that listing active. Oh my gosh, can you imagine the feeling that not only did I spend $700 to $697 to get me to this point, I've now made that back 4 times. That is powerful. That gives me driving force and momentum to continue going after my goals every single day. Now, a lot of you may already know my story, and I've since then become $1 million seller my very first year, and it was using that particular process. But I had to start somewhere. I had to invest in myself and in the proper training to know what to do, not only what to do, but how to do it to get me to this point, right? So I'm going to leave you with this thought today. Anyone, you included, can get anything you want if you want it bad enough and if you take the right steps to get you where you want to be. Now, the only question you have to ask yourself, okay, the only question is, do I want it in 3 months or 4 months time from now? Or do I want to spend 3 years watching free YouTube videos and going through all the drama of the trial and error, trying to figure it out myself and delaying achieving your goals that much farther down the line? How soon do you want it? And I will ask you again, are you worth it? Are you worth investing in yourself? Okay, so think about that. Till next time, good luck.